What's up, guys? Today we're going to review this 2018 Audi A5 Premium Plus. It's going to be a short, simple review. I'm not going to sit here and tell you about the horsepower the car makes, the MPG, or the engine size, because let's face it, that's all shit you can find on Google or other YouTube videos. I'm just going to tell you what I like and don't like about the car, and that's it. So the very first thing I didn't like about this car, first thing I noticed when I sat in it, was this steering wheel right here. The steering wheel's got like a flat top to it, actually all the way around. So when you put your hand on it, you feel that right on your palm. And I don't know why, maybe because the truck I always drive has a round steering wheel on it, but that's the first thing I noticed about it. I didn't like how it felt. I had to move the steering wheel down a little bit to get comfortable so I can get over it. It's just kind of it takes some time to get used to it, that's all. Speaking about the steering wheel, something I don't like about it as well, another thing I don't like about it, is that you gotta adjust it manually. It's pretty fucked up when you can get into some other cars, you know, some like Toyotas or Nissans, and the base trims of those cars, you can adjust the steering wheel with the button, you know. I especially don't like it because if I let someone else use my car, someone else takes it for a drive, they adjust the steering wheel. Well, when you go to set the memory seat, the seat will go back to where you want it, but the steering wheel, you gotta fuck with it and adjust it, try to guess where you had it at before just to get comfortable. And I'm sitting there trying to adjust it 1,000 times, and no, that's not right, that's not right. I just think that, you know, especially for the Premium Plus trim, the Prestige trim has it, but it's just Audi should have made that a standard in all the trims. It's pretty ridiculous. So something that's lovely about this car is the transmission. It's got a 7-speed dual clutch transmission. The transition from gear to gear is beautiful. No slipping, you know, maybe that'll change down the road, but it's just smooth. It's beautiful. The one thing I will say that I don't like about it is the reverse gear. I don't know what they did with the fucking reverse gear. They got everything else figured out, but the reverse gear is shit. Sometimes when I back up my driveway and the smallest little lip on the curb, because say I'm trying to get over as far as possible, the smallest little lip, the car will struggle to get over that fucking little lip, and it's kind of sad. That's just something they could have improved, but other than that, the transmission, flawless. So you'll find this virtual cockpit in the Premium Plus and the Prestige models only. The Premium doesn't have it. But one thing I really like about it is it's got the Apple CarPlay. It does the Android one as well, but basically you got anything you got on your phone, you have it up here on display. It'll read all your messages to you, so you don't got to look at your phone. You just click on it, it'll tell you have a message from blah blah blah, and then you want to read, it'll ask you, do you want to read the message? Yes, and it'll read you the message. Do you want to respond? So that's real cool. It's real hands-free. I like that about that. The map, as you can see in the front right here, it's beautiful. It's kind of overkill because you can put it right here too. You can switch it if you want. You can have one on one screen. Sometimes I drive with both of them and I still get lost. So, you know, you can zoom in on them. real nice right now. We're in the canyons. Something I really like are the modes of this car. If you've been looking up this car, you already know you can change the driving modes. So you got comfort, which is basically you got you know, it's for your daily driving, nothing too outrageous. You got auto, which the car basically tries to guess what you're doing at that moment and adjust the performance of the car to that. You got dynamic, which is basically the sport mode. You know, you switch gears at a higher RPM. The handling's a little stiffer. And then you got your individual setting, which you could customize yourself. Basically, you can set it to the dynamic. The only difference is you could make the exhaust louder, which it's not gonna make it does actually make it louder, a tiny bit louder. But you're not gonna get that emphasis on that setting unless you have an upgraded exhaust system. But you know, that's a really cool option. I like that about the car. Something I really liked about this car, and actually I didn't notice this for a long time. I mean, well, I noticed it, but I didn't notice how well it performed after some time, are the blind spot sensors. I know that sounds stupid as fuck, but the sensors are just fucking tweaked to perfection. They will, if a car's coming up from you far behind and it's going about the same speed as you or a little faster and it's approaching you, it's not going to go off until it actually gets pretty close to you. But if a car is far as fuck and that car is coming up quick, it's going to warn you that that car is coming up fast. It's going to flash and let you know that that car is coming. So I don't know how it does it, but it adjusts somehow to know that, you know, a car is coming up quick, and versus a car is just coming up, you know, at a normal speed behind you. Something that is actually, in addition to all that, about the sensors, is that these motherfuckers will go off even when you're parked. So some cars won't, you know, they only work while you're driving. This car will let you know when you're parked if a car is approaching you. You're probably thinking, what the fuck do I need to know if a car's coming up? You know, if I'm parked, it's fucking stupid, right? Shut the fuck up. Nah, but the thing about this car is it's a coupe. The doors are long as fuck. So if you're parked and you're on your phone, whatever, you're not paying attention, you swing your door open, your car's fucked, your fucking door is gone. So when you're parked and you're just chilling and a car's rolling up, it'll flash and it'll let you know. And you could adjust the light on these things too. So if you don't want the sensor to be so bright, you could actually turn it down. I have mine as bright as fuck because obviously, you know, they're there for a reason. So, you know, but that's something I really liked about this car right here. So if you're thinking about the different trims of this car, this is the Premium Plus. You got the Premium, which is the base, the Premium Plus, and the Prestige. The Premium Plus was more than enough for me. The price difference in the Prestige was not worth it. I mean, what you get is, you get seat coolers, which is, the AC is fucking sufficient for me. You get the lane assist, which sometimes I don't use my blinker, so if you don't use your blinker and you try to cross the lane, change lanes, it's gonna try to jerk you back. I hate that shit when I'm driving other cars. I mean, you can always turn it off, but to me it's pointless. I don't like it. Unless you're, you know, I guess if you're falling asleep, that's the only time it's gonna help. But the Prestige also has the adaptive, Audi adaptive cruise control. which this has cruise control, perfect cruise control, works beautiful. The Audi adaptive cruise control, what it does is when you're driving, it adjusts the speed for you. Basically accelerates and brakes for you. So if you're in traffic, even below, they say even below 20 miles an hour, it'll adjust for you. It'll slow down. It'll go with the traffic, with the flow of traffic. But what the fuck are you using cruise control for if you are in traffic? It makes no sense to me. So all these other options that come with the upgrades that come with the Prestige, they just weren't worth it. There's a few more other things it comes with, but you know, to me, this is perfect. So you can set the wipers to automatic. Basically what that does is it fucking turns on the wipers for you. So I always have it set in there, which is pretty cool. I didn't even notice that for the longest time until it started raining on me. And the wipers will actually, the speed of the wipers will adjust to the amount of rain that is falling on your windshield. So if you're just getting a light drizzle, the wipers will just go at a slow motion. If it starts to rain heavy, they'll speed up and they'll go quicker. I don't know how they do it, but it's beautiful. I like it. Don't gotta fuck with the wipers. No one gotta worry about it. So at the end of the day, this car right here is just the perfect balance of luxury and performance. Sometimes you get a performance car, you don't get the luxury with it, the inside is mediocre. Sometimes you get a luxury car and the handling, the performance is not what you expect. This car to me is just the best of both worlds. It's beautiful. The handling is just ridiculous. It handles like a motherfucker. You can't lose control in this thing. It's beautiful. The quattro system's perfect. The inside is just beautiful. I love the interior is gorgeous to me. You know, it's great. The car itself is fast. It's not, you know, it's quick. It's not a fucking, obviously not a racing car. You're not gonna be racing Corvettes and Lamborghinis and shit, but it is a fast car. It is impressive for the engine size. That's to say the least. It is impressive. Performs like a motherfucker. To me, you're not gonna get any better than this, especially for the price range. It's just, you don't compromise on the luxury or the performance. You get both with this car. It's the perfect balance. So when I went shopping for a car, one thing I really was looking at was the trunk space. This car, you could fit a few bodies in this thing if you need to. So those of you that need to move bodies around, or you know, are in the business of driving people out to the desert and shit to kill them, bury them, this might be the car for you. But the reason why I needed a good trunk space was because actually my nephew uses a walker and sometimes a wheelchair. So I wanted something that would be able to carry that around. And this thing, even with this trunk, you can see how big it is. Even with this trunk as big as it is, the seats still roll down. So it actually makes it even bigger. You could actually sleep back there, really, if you wanted to. But, all right, let's talk about something in the engine real quick that I thought was kind of dumb. Let's say if you want to check your engine oil physically, right? You want to see how black it is, how clear it is, whatever. Well, guess what? Can't do that. This car does not come with a dipstick. What the fuck is that? So basically, you have to check your engine oil inside on the virtual cockpit. It'll tell you what your engine oil level is, but it won't tell you how dirty it is. It's fucked up. Something I absolutely love about this car, which is funny, is the seatbelt handle. So it only works if you're in the car, if it senses you in the seat. You sit down, this little motherfucker hands you your seatbelt. How fucking cool is that shit? So the bad thing about it is that sometimes I get in the car and I'm sitting here and I'm on my phone and I'm kicking it, blah, 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 blah. I'm talking to somebody, I'm chilling. Well, if you don't start the car, if you don't grab that seatbelt in time, it'll fucking take it away from you. So that kind of pisses me off sometimes. I think Audi should have done it where when you put it in drive, it retracts, because, you know, if you have the car in drive and you don't have your seatbelt on yet, you're not gonna put that motherfucker on. In fact, there it goes. I never even wear my seatbelt. In this car I do, because the windows aren't tinted. Another thing about that, I'm thinking about putting ceramic tint on this car. So if you guys have ceramic tint, anyone out there does, let me know how you like it, if it's worth it. So with this car, you can actually have the sunroof open and your sunshade closed, which is actually real cool. I like that, because on a lot of cars you can't do that. You know, there's some cars that actually a lot of cars, when you pull the sunroof back, it takes the shade with it. So it's a real cool option. For the longest time, I thought this little compartment right here was a fuse box. Well, turns out it's for your gun. This motherfucker is deep. Look at that. Beautiful. So one little thing about this car I really didn't like, may not be a big deal, but when you open the trunk and it's fucking pouring, or you got a lot of water on the trunk right here, it's gonna spill into the trunk no matter what. They should have made this little gap a little bigger. It happens on a lot of cars, no matter what you do, it's gonna happen. But this little gap right here should have been a little bit bigger, because there's been times when I've had electronics in here and I've had the trunk packed with shit, and I lifted the trunk not thinking about it, and all my shit got wet. So something to think about. That's all I really got to say about the car. Quick little short review. If you don't like it, fuck you. But if you do, hit that like button.